Accepting responsibility. There are many ways you can make your life better. For example, you can keep your teeth healthy by brushing, flossing, and getting checkups. Exercising and eating right can help keep your body healthy. You can even improve your mind if you're willing to study and learn more. Studying can improve your grades too, and being polite to your classmates can make it easier to get along with them. These are just a few examples of how you can help yourself. There are also steps you can take to make school life better, not only for you, but also for everyone. To accept responsibility for your actions is one of these steps. When you take responsibility for your actions, you own up to your mistakes. You admit them and try to do better the next time. This approach makes school a better experience for you and everyone. After all, honesty is the best policy. On the other hand, denying what you did or blaming others for your mistake is not a good approach. Every student probably knows someone who lied to stay out of trouble. If the lie worked, it only encouraged more bad decisions. It is always best to be honest with yourself and with others. Everyone appreciates fair treatment. Have you ever been involved in a group project where one student let the rest of the group do all the work and then got the benefit from the efforts of others? This student took advantage of the other team members. It isn't fair for someone to stand around and listen to an iPod while the others get the work done. What might this student say to the others in this group? Saying something like, "I didn't carry my load on this project, and I apologize," might ease tensions a bit. Mature students know they will make mistakes, but they also know they must accept responsibility for them. This includes admitting the mistake and, if possible, fixing what went wrong. They know that by being honest about their mistake, something good may come from it. If nothing else, it is a learning experience. Some great discoveries have come from mistakes. In 1859, the Scottish author Samuel Smiles wrote, "We often discover what we will do by finding out what we will not do." And probably he who never made a mistake never made a discovery. The German physicist Wilhelm Röntgen won the first Nobel Prize for his accidental discovery of what he called the X-ray, which physicians worldwide soon adopted as a valuable medical tool. Then there was Christopher Columbus, who accidentally discovered America in his search of a route to Asia. He examined the mostly southward voyages of the Portuguese into the Atlantic and Africa and thought that he could also sail westward and ultimately reach India. We all make mistakes. Some mistakes are serious. Others are just disappointments. No matter the type of mistake, it's how we react that matters. Leaders look inside themselves when something goes wrong and are willing to accept constructive criticism to get back on track. They want to right their wrong. They don't look for ways to excuse what they have or have not done. Accepting responsibility when we go to work. While you are in school, it's good to learn the importance of accepting responsibility. In the world of work, when things go wrong, you will be expected to own up to your mistakes and correct them. This may be embarrassing at times and hurt your pride, but it is the right thing to do. Imagine working at a bank as a teller and not having your drawer balance at the end of the day. It is up to the teller to find the error. Maybe he gave a customer too little money when a check was cashed. The teller will need to tell his supervisor and contact the customer with an apology. No excuses will be accepted. The bagger at the grocery store who discovers he left apples on the counter instead of putting them in the customer's bag needs to take quick action. He may need to run to the parking lot before the customer unloads his cart and leaves. If he catches up with his customer, he might offer an apology and offer to unload the rest of the cart. Have you ever had a waiter take down the wrong order and then bring you something you didn't want? You order a chicken sandwich, but end up with turkey instead. A good waiter will apologize for the mistake and rush to get you what you wanted. Teachers have to accept responsibility for mistakes too. A teacher who is in haste marks an answer wrong that is correct, knows an apology is in order, and a change of the grade might be necessary. Teachers want students to get credit for their efforts and are usually willing to correct their own mistakes. Now let's take each of the above people, the teller, the bagger, waiter, and teacher, and change their approach to handling the problem. What if the teller would have blamed his mistake on his supervisor? The bagger could have just ignored the problem and put the apples back in the bin. The waiter could have said, "No, this is what you ordered." The teacher could have just made the correction without an apology. It's how a person treats a mistake that is often more important than the error itself. Everyone makes mistakes, but not everyone owns up to it. How you handle your mistakes says a lot about your values and character. The importance of accepting responsibility. When you accept responsibility for your actions, you are doing what is right. You are being fair to yourself and to others. To deny that you have made a mistake or attempt to cover it up only plays into your own insecurities and causes others to respect you less. After all, who wants to gamble with their reputation? Who would you have greater respect for? A person who takes responsibility for his or her actions and promises to do better in the future? Or someone who denies any involvement in something when it's obvious they were the cause of the problem? Students who own up to mistakes gain respect and build trust. These qualities are important in all aspects of a person's life. No relationship lasts without trust and respect. Think about the qualities you most admire in people. Would trust and respect be at the top of the list? Just as important as it is to be responsible for your actions, it is also important to respect others for taking responsibility. Everyone needs to realize that to err is normal, and to make another person feel badly about a mistake is wrong. How you react to mistakes made by others can either be helpful or harmful. Do you make others feel guilty for mistakes, or show acceptance when they admit being wrong? Learning how to act responsibly. Stop and think back to the last time you expected responsibility for something. Does it seem as if you had a difficult time doing it? If you did, here are some tips. Recognize that you cannot place the blame on others for the choices you make. Don't deny that you made a mistake. Understand that it's normal to make mistakes. Everyone does. It's how you handle them that matters. Be honest about your mistake. Tell the truth about what happened. When an apology is in order, say, "I'm sorry." If something can be done to fix the mistake, do it. Try not to repeat a mistake. Famous quotes. The willingness to accept responsibility for one's own life is the source from which self-respect springs. When you blame others, you give up your power to change. Few things help an individual more than to place responsibility upon him and to let him know that you trust him. When a man points a finger at someone else, he should remember that 4 of his fingers are pointing at himself. You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. All blame is a waste of time. No matter how much fault you find with another, and regardless of how much you blame him, it will not change you. Questions. These questions are based on the packet you have just read through. Please think about what you have read and write thoughtful answers. There are no right or wrong answers to most of the questions. The questions are written to encourage you to think about the importance of character and leadership. Make sure you write clearly so your teacher can read your answers. You may use the back if you need to. Question 1. Define the word responsibility. Question 2. Why should everyone accept responsibility for his or her actions? Question 3. Who is Wilhelm Röntgen? What did he do? Question 4. Describe why it's not a good idea to blame someone else for your own mistakes. Question 5. What would school be like if no one accepted responsibility? Question 6. Can you think of a job where you don't have to take responsibility for your actions? Name 2 jobs where taking responsibility for your own mistakes would be important. Question 7. Why are you being fair to yourself and others when you take responsibility? Question 8. In your opinion, what were the 3 most important tips given in this packet about accepting responsibility and why? Question 9. What do you get from others when you are honest about your mistakes? Why? Question 10. Is there any difference between being responsible and accepting responsibility? Explain.